boys, after the consumption of this meal, the blood showed antibodies. B cells, T cells were active after the meal. You know, and that is a situation when we're exposed to toxins, those antibodies go to work. Well, this was happening after a 10-year-old boy ate this meal. It didn't show before, but after it did, and it treated this food as if it was a foreign invader. Do not compute, do not understand, do not read. You know, I can't use this food, and so I'm going to send the immune system after it. That's not that's the job of the immune system. But if that child ate real food that I alluded to earlier, the blood would not react that way. The immune system wouldn't react that way. It would continue keeping the organs and glands healthy, and the food would be digested with its own enzymes and with the body's natural digestive enzymes and hydrochloric acid. You follow that? That's a simple principle. Docs ignore it every opportunity. And holistic docs, they value that. That is real important information for people to know.
So why don't you think this information is offered more in medical schools to take more courses on the holistic medicine?
Another good question, Matthew.
In your opinion?
Yeah, this is all through my window. It's not offered simply because medical schools are funded by and large. They're research departments, and they're funded by pharmaceutical drug producing companies. They are supported by our government with the pharmaceutical industry and the multi-trillions of dollars they have in their trust funds. The insurance companies, equally, they are very large. They have large voices when it comes to Washington, D.C. and Tallahassee. And they get heard over and above the doctor of Oriental medicine or the homeopath or naturopathic doctor. They will get heard because they've got big bucks keeping these politicians in office.
But wouldn't it make sense for the pharmaceutical companies to buy up this concept of organic or holistic?
They're trying to do that. They're trying to buy into vitamin companies, probiotic. There's a pharmaceutical company, actually a chemical company, fertilizer company that owns a probiotic vitamin company. They are doing that.
Because you've seen that big shift with when Al Gore started pushing more towards his spill on greenhouse gas effects and emissions and a push towards green energy, especially with this last upcoming elections. You start seeing oil companies buying railroads and also buying windmills and buying that type of energy. So that's something. So you're saying that you foresee in the future the pharma companies buying full in on this holistic medicine, and
they're beginning to.
Running
there's a lot of resistance from owners of natural companies that just don't want to sell out, because as the research is tilted toward the pharmaceutical companies, as I've just mentioned, the vitamins also will be tilted toward the vitamin companies. In 1994, there was an act, there was a bill in Congress called the DSHEA, D-S-H-E-A bill. And it was then that pharmaceutical companies and the American Medical Association were lobbying heavily to make vitamins a registered, to bring vitamins under the auspices of medical doctors and have vitamins dispensed like drugs are dispensed. Well, vitamins are food. They're not patented drugs. Drugs are patented, and they can sell those drugs because the patent company has approved that, the FDA has approved it, and our government sanctions it. But they don't sanction food. You follow? So there was a huge outcry of health food store people, vitamin shoppers who said, no, we can't have this. We want to have freedom of choice to choose vitamins for our health. Now, we don't want a doctor who hasn't been trained in vitamins and has no interest in it because he makes more money selling drugs. You know, doctors can earn $25,000 to give an hour talk for Bayer, aspirin, and the drugs they sell. You know the perks that doctors get for showing that they've written a number of prescriptions for drugs? They get huge kickbacks. They're paid an enormous amount of money. Doctors aren't going to throw that away. I don't go to the institutions. I don't get a bloody nose anymore because I know that this information isn't for them. It's for the individual who wants to say, enough. I don't want any more drugs. I don't want to deal with the side effects. I don't want to get cut, burned, and poisoned. Show me some natural things I can do in my own kitchen, and I'll do it. And you know I do that, and many other holistic health professionals do that. And these people get out of their deathbeds, some of them, and get well just by applying these principles. No. As an institution, allopathic medicine doesn't want people to get well. They get paid to keep people unhealthy. Let me tell you, I just overheard a medical doctor, an oncologist, say to his colleagues, I was nearby and I overheard the conversation, and he said, it's really gotten to the point of treating cancer as a chronic disease like diabetes.